Welcome to Talking Climate with Katherine Hayhoe. Each episode, we explore how climate change is affecting the people, places, and things we love, and what we can do to make a difference. From science to solutions and stories that inspire, you're in the right place for real talk about real change. Heat records are currently being shattered across Europe. France, Switzerland, and Spain have logged their hottest days ever recorded. The UK has broken its national June heat records 3 days in a row. Events at London Climate Week, including events specifically about extreme heat, were canceled this past week, as many venues don't have air conditioning, and indoor temperatures reached dangerous levels. North America is next. A record-breaking heat dome is forecast to sweep across the eastern half of the continent next week, with many World Cup host cities right in its path. Next month, Talking Climate's guest editors will bring this even closer to home. Amani Dorsey and Jasmine Spencer, ex-pro U.S. soccer players and eco-athlete champions, will share what climate change looks like from the pitch. As always, though, let's start with the good news. Good news. People inside the football world are speaking up about climate change, and they're not just asking for recycling bins at stadiums. Fossil-free football is pushing the sport to reckon with the climate consequences of fossil fuel sponsorships and the growing risks climate change poses to the game itself. I was so honored when founder Frank Husing told me he started the organization after reading my book, Saving Us. That emphasizes the importance of using our voices to catalyze change. And Frank isn't alone. Football for Future connects the sport with climate action, working with players and public figures to raise awareness and use their platforms for change. And Football for Climate Justice equips clubs across Europe to turn climate action into something tangible for fans and communities. Their toolkits come in 6 languages and cover everything from cutting stadium emissions to supporting local energy projects and green jobs. They say, "We believe football can do more than raise spirits. It can raise standards of living, too." Sport cuts across political and cultural lines. When voices inside football speak honestly about climate risk, studies show that fans are receptive. Not so good news. The UK and Europe are currently witnessing what climate change looks like in real time, and the human cost is already devastating. More than 55 people drowned in France last week, taking to rivers and lakes to escape the heat. And one of the people who died was a professional football player himself. A reminder that extreme heat isn't just a backdrop to the World Cup. It's already claiming lives. At this year's World Cup, FIFA introduced hydration breaks. But players, coaches, and researchers say the protections don't go far enough. And in a move that drew sharp criticism, FIFA banned fans from bringing reusable water bottles into stadiums, even as organizers promised, but have not consistently delivered, misting stations and hydration points. As physician Lisa Patel shares in her viral video, the stadium her family was in quickly ran out of water for fans. Climate scientists at World Weather Attribution found that daytime temperatures in 2026 are already 2% Celsius, 3.6% Fahrenheit, hotter than during the deadly 2003 European heatwave, with nighttime temperatures 1.3 degrees Celsius, 2.3 degrees Fahrenheit higher. Climate scientists Ed Hawkins, who created the warming strips I wrote about last week, and Haley Fowler showed that temperatures like this week's would have been virtually impossible during the UK's previous record-setting heatwave of 1976. We know the 2003 heatwave killed more than 70,000 people across Europe. This one is already hotter. We won't know the full toll for months. But there is no question that burning fossil fuels made this worse. What you can do. First, take the risk seriously. Extreme heat kills nearly 500,000 people globally every year. Even if you've lived in the same place your whole life, the heat you're experiencing now may not be the heat your body or your city was built for. If you can, avoid spending time outside during peak heat. Drink water before you feel thirsty. Take breaks in shade or indoors, and know the warning signs of heat illness: dizziness, nausea, confusion, a pounding headache. If you or someone near you feels them, stop and cool down immediately. Young children, older adults, pregnant people, and those with chronic medical conditions are at greatest risk. Check on anyone you know who might be vulnerable and make sure they have a cool place to be. And then, talk about it. A new study just found that when people learn an extreme weather event was made worse by climate change, they're significantly more likely to support climate action. So when someone asks why this summer has been so brutal, you don't have to be a climate scientist to answer. You can tell them this is what burning fossil fuels does to our weather. It makes heat more extreme, and it's going to keep doing so until we act. That conversation is one of the most important things you can do. Talk about it. Thanks for listening to Talking Climate, narrated by Ann Cloud. For more resources, links, and actions you can take, check out the full newsletter at www.talkingclimate.ca. Until next time, keep talking climate.